everyone, it's Bubbles and welcome back to my channel. Also welcome if you are new. So today's video is not a house build, it is actually a retail lot. It is like a witchy or a spellcaster retail shop. So this week I was kind of trying to figure out what kind of build I wanted to do this time, and my partner actually suggested I do something spooky, so I decided on a witch shop. So I built this with the idea in mind that I wanted it to be kind of inspired off of the Diagon Alley shops in Harry Potter. So I wanted there to be the kind of window fronts they have in those shops, and then the very cluttered nature of the interiors, and then also like floor to ceiling bookshelves that they have, and I really like that, so I put those in here. And then my other idea for this build was that it would be 2 stories and that the second floor would be open, as you can see here, and have like a round part to put a cauldron, but it would be mostly open so you can see down onto the first floor, and then some ladders up to the second floor. So I thought that looked really cool, and it made it like more open because it's not very big. But yeah, so this is a 30 by 20 lot, and I built this in Forgotten Hollow because I wanted there to be like gloomy lighting for this one. I wanted it to be kind of like dark and the plants to be kind of dead looking, so the Forgotten Hollow plants that came with vampires were perfect for this. This build does have 1 bathroom, but I built it with it being like the private bathroom for like the owner. And then I did use like a blend of packs in this one, but the main ones I used were Realm of Magic, Vampires, and Paranormal Stuff pack. And I also did do platforms in here because I thought that there being like a raised area underneath the cauldron, there would be like a seance table, and so you'd step up onto that first platform. So I thought that was a cool idea. And then I did use modern windows out the front part, but I put like some wall details that came with Snowy Escape to break it up enough so that it was like, it didn't look modern, basically. And then because a lot of the interest is on the front and the back of this build, the sides were very flat, so I needed to put something there so it didn't look blank. So I framed the house up with trees when I got to the landscaping, kind of on the sides, and then like bushes and stuff, and then I used those same like wall detail things that I used on the front side where the windows are, and then some planters, and then stained glass windows that we got from Realm of Magic. So I did end up covering a lot of them with the floor to ceiling bookshelves. Like a lot of the windows in this build are covered, but I feel like the stained glass ones are so like opaque, if you will, that you can't really tell that there's like a giant bookcase covering it. So yeah, I wouldn't normally do that because I honestly hate it when there's like things blocking the window, but for this build I just really wanted the floor to ceiling bookshelf effect, so I did that. And then on the second floor there are more bookshelves, and then there's this altar in the center. I kind of wanted it second floor to be like where they, whoever owns it, could be anyone, where they kind of do their potion making and their like spells and just stuff like that. So yeah. So we got a base game update on the 23rd, I believe, so a few days ago, and we got bunk beds in our game, which obviously there are none in this build because it is not a house and there are no children. But, so I don't know. My thoughts are kind of mixed on this because we got, like, one of the bunk bed types is from one of the base game beds we have for kids, and then the other one, they took a parenthood bed and made it base game, which I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think I like it because I kind of wish they would just make, another bed that was new to the game, new to base game, since we kind of need more kids' beds anyway. So yeah, I'm not sure really how I feel about that. And then just the fact that they are very unfinished. Like, if you read the patch notes, it said that this is, like, the first go at bunk beds, that there will be, like, other iterations in the future, meaning they'll add more updates to make them, like, more customizable, if you will. So if you haven't seen other people testing the bunk beds, basically if you want to do, like, a top bunk and then, like, a desk area or a couch area underneath it, you can't do that unless it's, like, using only a single tile, and it's the single tile, like, away from the ladder. Otherwise, you won't be able to use the bunk bed, which is just really stupid to me. I don't know. It's like if I were to use the bunk beds for university, I would want to put a desk under there. But if you put, like, a 2-tile desk, you can't use the bunk bed. You can use the desk, but you can't use the bunk bed. So I don't know. It's dumb, and I'm just kind of getting sick of EA always putting things out that feel very unfinished. Like, don't even get me started on one of the new kits. It's very broken right now, and in the patch notes it said they fixed it, but it's been a few days, and from what I've heard, it's not really fixed. So yeah, kind of getting sick of that. Probably other people are the same. So yeah, and then the other thing we got in the update was they updated the traits so that they were more realistic. So if you like the base game traits, by the way, but if you have like a neat sim, they get fun from cleaning, which granted it should have been already in there because it just doesn't make sense for there to be traits, but they don't really have any impact on the game, but now they do, and I hope they add more of that in the future because duh, it's realistic. But I mean, I'm glad that they finally put it in, but anyway. So the thing, I think the update I'm most excited about was that they added new swatches to the, like, pictures in base game that feature people. So, like, there's, like, a spin-off Harry Potter poster, and there's, like, a Rocket poster, and there's a bunch of other posters, but basically there's any of the ones that have, like, people in them, they've put new swatches out to put more, like, diversity in the swatches, so it's not all just, like, a picture of a white girl or a picture of a white guy, but, like, for example, there's one picture that's supposed to be, like, an antique wedding photo of, like, a man and a woman, which is, like, a typical traditional relationship, but they added 2 new swatches to that one where it's a gay couple, so a husband and a husband, and then it's a woman and a woman as a gay couple as well. And with that one, they added more, like, cultural representation. So I like seeing that. I feel like there needs to be more of that in this game anyway, because it's very, very Americanized, and I'm kind of sick of it because I want to explore more other cultures because I really like learning about that. So yeah, I hope y'all are excited about it as much as I am because I love seeing more representation. I feel like they're finally, like, I don't know, listening to the community about what they want in their game. So, yeah. So now we are on the landscaping. We're almost done with the landscaping, but I used all the plants from the vampires pack. I just wanted to look dead looking. And then that little courtyard to the side, I wanted to be like a gardening area so that like the owner grows their own plants for potion making and for selling and stuff like that. So I thought that was a good idea. And then I just put some of the wall plants that we got in vampires on the side of the house or the building, just so it covered some of the blank spots on the first floor. And then I put some statues out here. And then the benches from romantic garden stuff, but, oh, and then I always do this for, Forgotten Hollow builds, but I always put gravestones, and so the gravestones in this one are up against that, big dead tree, but I always seem to do that, which is kind of funny. And then I added some cracks here up at the front, and then like a sign from Get to Work, but now we are on the interior. So for the interior, I just went ham with the clutter. I took like every kind of plant we have in the game that I thought suited this style, and like all of the candles that we have from the different packs, and anything just felt like witchy or like more organic looking. So like these plants, hanging plants, and then like some wreaths and stuff like that. And then I also used like the sconces from Paranormal Stuff because I like them in the purple swatch. And then, so like this front area is kind of where all like the display kind of stuff is. So there's like a wand display area in the window part, and then there's those two tables near the register that I put like a bunch of clutter on it, so it was like the different plants, and like later I put books and potions and other wands there, and just some other like clutter items that it looks like you could buy if you visited there. I do hope there is enough room for routing, for Sims routing in this, because the register is very close to the door, so I'm hoping there's enough room for it, because when Sims visit retail lots, for some reason they like to cluster around like the register or the like whatever Sim is running it. So I hope there's enough routing area. If there's not, I'm very sorry, but I feel like there should be, since there's a lot of space on the platform and then near the window area. So yeah, but I pulled a lot of clutter from debug. So the crystals, the sugar skulls, and then a few other things from the base game clutter, and then lots of books. Later I pull out a lot of the Realm of Magic clutter, and I basically covered like every surface and every bit of wall with clutter, and some of the floor even. So yeah. And then we have these nice cabinets that came from Realm of Magic that I really like. So I put those everywhere. Like the one up by the cauldron looks like an alchemy table, and then there's the curio cabinet I just cluttered up just a bit ago, and then there's another cabinet that I put in like the, kind of built it like it was like a storage closet area for the owner's use. And now we're just pulling out all of the clutter I mentioned from Realm of Magic. So there's the brooms that you can buy in game, and then those like crystal orbs are familiars you can buy in game for spellcasting. So I pulled out like every kind you can get, and then all of the different like spell books and tomes, and then the potions you can make with that pack as well. And then those like orbs of light are actually debug spell like objects that they pop up when your sim casts a spell. So I kind of put them on the crystal ball on the seance table and then inside the cauldron because I thought that looked cool. And then just a bunch of candles. And then over here next to the bathroom is kind of like the ingredient area. And then through that doorway is like a storage closet, which leads to the bathroom. I was kind of thinking like the storage closet and the bathroom were for the owner's use, so not public use, but so yeah, that's why they're in the back, and I actually put a curtain over that doorway. But yeah, and then after this we go to the second floor, and I just cluttered everything up, and that's where I start pulling out the paranormal stuff, debug items. Oh, first I did replace all the modern lights. I do like to just put modern lights down so I can see what I'm doing. And then here I'm putting like the Realm of Magic chandelier that's really nice. And then later I put the paranormal stuff, like hanging lanterns that are really nice over the register. And then here's an altar I cluttered up. So it looks kind of like there's a spell book there, and then that hand reminds me of like the hand from Harry Potter. It's a debug item from Paranormal. It's actually like it's like an antique thing that you can find in game. And then that doll is creepy, but it gives me serious Coraline vibes. Favorite Tim Burton movie, by the way. But I put that on a curse box, and then I just put like all the other like weird items you can get in the paranormal gameplay. So yeah, so like the candles, and then just a few other like book stacks. And then I took it's like a book stand, so I was thinking it was like a recipe book that came from vampires. And then that's it for the interior. And so the last things I put in was outdoor lights, and then I fixed the back porch because the platform was glitching the stairs out, but it's all good. And there is an outdoor trash can, so do not worry. But that is about it. So if you guys like this build, you can download it off the gallery. It should already be up there, and all the information is in the description. If you guys like this build and want to see more, be sure to subscribe and like the video. And if you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments below, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!